Must we choose between poverty and sustainability? If one look at this, one gets a grasp on just how poor the world really is. We want this entire rectangle in a utopia to be green. What would that mean? That not one single human on the planet lives below the international poverty line of $30 per day. No matter from what angle you look at it, this is something we want. Even if you'd solely care for the gorillas, or only worry about global warming, or only want to live a happy life, Max Roser has made me certain of that one thing. In an ideal world, that entire rectangle would be green. Not a single human would be poor. The goal is clear, but it's pure imagination as of today. But a vision is always healthy, as it allows us to be more specific of what must happen for us to get any closer to that goal. Roser made this fascinating calculation. What would it take for the global economy to get to the level of Denmark's economy today? Today, 14% of the population of Denmark is poor, which is to have a mean income of less than $30 per day. That is, you're having access to goods and services for that amount of money per day. 14% was more than I thought, even though 99%, which is the case for Ethiopia, was even more. What Roser did was to learn how much the Ethiopian economy must grow for Ethiopia to become Denmark. A 16.7-fold increase is the answer. Then he did, somehow working full-time, I guess, this same thing with every country on the globe. And look at this beauty. He has even plotted out an X-fold increase for every given country. Poland, for example, must double average income. With a simple yet elegant method, the number 5.1 is given. That is the ratio between today's total economy and the total income of 2100. If all countries did a Denmark. Thus, the total global economy must increase by a factor of 5.1. And that's a lot. Bake a pie 5 times bigger. Historically, a growth like that has come with a substantial harm to our environment. You know it all too well. Loss in biodiversity, increased global temperatures, warming oceans, etc. We cannot let this harm follow with a 5-fold increase. Not much to live for in that case. So, must we choose between ending poverty and a sustainable future? Well, what do I know? I know that we must decouple growth from harm to the planet. Math. That's the challenge. But of course, this is happening. It's partly growth itself that mitigates the harm. Quote, fighting climate change is a way to achieve more growth. That is taken out of its context, but look it up. I'm not lying. What surprised me is that I have always thought of economic growth as an antagonist to environmental sustainability. Already in the IPCC report from 2014, growth is depicted as a necessity for limiting global warming to under 2 degrees Celsius. It is also, it turns out, compatible with Roser's estimates, possibly inspired by each other. Well, no, we must not choose between a poor life and a sustainable planet. We must aim for the bright star right in the middle. Thank you, the team on Our World in Data, for sharing your work for free. Thank you for watching. Bye.